I would like to know a little bit more about your race, the Angelic Race. Are you a collective consciousness, or are you an individual who is speaking through Sapphire?
We asked you to remind you that there is no individual, and yet it is all one individual. The omnipotent source of source is one individual, and yet it is expressed on the feathers or the branches of a tree, which is the collective consciousness or unconsciousness, which is experienced in your physical world. For indeed, when one thinks that they are separate and even collectively conscious, they are separate and they are away from the highest truth. For in reality, there is only one individual source. There is only one seed. For the first seed had to sprout for the first tree to bloom. And yet, your understanding is limited on earth, so we will call ourselves the collective consciousness for now. And yet, understand we are also coming from the divine, individual, omnipotent source of consciousness. It may be individual, and yet it is complete and it is perfect. And it needs no explanation, for it just is, and it resonates and it vibrates the omnipotent truth. By understanding this, you will understand the other realms of consciousness, of what is experienced on many realms. For there are many beings who are wishing to communicate with you, and many beings which the channeler Sapphire is aware of, and yet this needs documentation. Each realm, each group of collective consciousness, each individual consciousness. Over the next few weeks, we wish you to document every day the different form of consciousness communicating. What is the similar traits? What is the different traits? Then you will link and you will see familiar messages, similar experiences. For example, we are coming from the realm, the constellation of the 700th dimension. A constellation, a dimension way beyond your Earth light years of comprehension. And yet we can communicate as we are communicating through light language and Sapphire's understanding. She is blessed as she has more understanding at a soul level than many. And yet we are available to communicate and bless all who are ready. We wish for you to remember all that is eternal, to let go of fears and desires, to let go of what is good and bad. For we know what the truth is, as we are the omnipotent light. And we resonate and we work with that. We interweave and we create the divine tapestry. We see and we bless, and we see how your frustrations of your mind leads you into these traps and these mazes. We think it's quite humorous at times, and yet we also see you are wasting moments in your time of consciousness. For there is much that needs to be created, needs to be given, needs to be channeled, needs to be given, needs to be expressed, needs to be given, needs to be revealed, needs to be given, needs to be expressed, needs to be given, needs to be offered, needs to be given, needs to be expressed again, needs to be experienced, needs to be given. For you are giving when you are receiving, you are giving when you are receiving, you are receiving when you are giving. Understand this, and then you will understand what our mission is also, for we come from a higher realm of consciousness, and we are coming through on a very pure and high energetic level of vibration. We are called the angelic ones of the pure ray of divine essence, 700th dimensional reality. Many of you are on the 3rd to 21st dimension whilst on earth. Most are in 3D world, some are on 5D world, some are on the 21st realm of dimensional reality. Very few are beyond this, and have ever experienced beyond this. Apart from in channelings or trance or mediumship, there are higher realms that can be communicated with, and we ask for you to infuse every moment of your life with higher consciousness. And go beyond the 21 dimensions, for there are 777 dimensions that we are allowed to bring to you. Allow it, work with it, there is much work that needs to be done. The crystals will help you to remember. The water will help you to purify. Be pure, be strong in your core. For there is much that is awakening and much that is being given, to give, to receive, to believe. Our presence is very beautiful. Our physical expression you would not be able to imagine, and yet we can just inform that we are elongated, we are strong presence, a bright light. And you will see us making our presence known, and you will already have felt it. For we are always here, we have never left. And yet many of you are ignorant to our awareness, as you are living in a 3D world that is ignorant that just 4 feet away is the 700 dimension and beyond. 4 feet, we say, in love and light, at your service.
Thank you. We have no more questions. Peace and light to you.
Haikachon Paikatito Toshida Chiam by Kadhila, Oyalagizong Nabariana, Yajinagalake, Yajidi, Haikachi Futikam Patigana, Yajidi, Hoikadobodain Doi Doi Waisha Kumbade, take a Petikuchitaka. We are waiting for you. We know when the next time in your consciousness is waiting. There is much more we need to communicate. It is important that you keep changing your location, as there are many beings that are jealous of you already on this international experience of multidimensional communication with spirit and higher consciousness. We bless you, we remind you the crystals, we remind you the need to travel, we remind you the need for taking care for the body, for your physical time is precious and yet not eternal. We have much we need to communicate, and you need to be strong in your states to empower this. You need the best of the best in love and light. Peace.